So today we're going to go ahead and start off with brows. I'm going to use Anastasia Dip Brow in shade Soft Brown. And I'm going to use their angled liner brush with the spoolie at the end. I'm putting it on my hand just so it has a softer look, not as harsh. I'm taking a random Morphe brush and I'm just going to use it to sculpt out the brow. So you're going to take the brush, put it at the end of your nose, your nostril, and the end of your eye. And that is where your brow is going to end. And then you go to the corner of your nostril, up. That's where your brow is going to start. Go from the middle of your nose to the middle of your pupil. And that is where the arch will be. And this is just to make sure that the brow is even. So that's the reason why we're doing it this way. Using this Naked 2 oval brush, came in the set, came with the palette. We're going to go in with Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. We're going to carve out the brow. And now that the brow is done being sculpted, we're going to go in with Maybelline Great Lash Clear Mascara. This is the best gel I've ever used. Alright, so next we're going to start off with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. And you're just going to apply that all over the lid. One day I will get a new primer, but we'll see when that is. Also, I've been always like roasting myself for doing my eye makeup first when makeup artists do it last. And then, you know, I've recently watched Nikki Tutorial's YouTube video with Sir John, which is, if you don't know, is Beyonce's makeup artist, and he does it the same way I do. So, you know, I feel like a lot better about it, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start off with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. We're going to start off with this white shade right here, Tempera. We're going to use it to highlight the brow bone. And this is the first time I've dipped into this palette, so we'll see how I like it. Next, using this super fluffy Morphe M441 brush, we're going to go in with the shade Burnt Orange. We're going to apply that at the outer corner and work up to the crease. Next, using a Morphe M433, which is just a smaller crease brush, we're going to go in with the shade Sienna. And we're going to pack that onto the outer corner. And then now you can work it up. Using the same brush, we're going to go into this shade Mulberry. We're going to do the same thing, just pack it into the outer corner. And using the same concealer from earlier when doing the brows, in the same brush, I'm going to go ahead and cut out my crease. So I'm going to take this Morphe Oval Shadow Brush, part of a set, so I don't know the number. I don't know if I still need to say that every time, but I will. And I'm going to go in with this shade Fairy. Let's see how pigmented it is without water. So it goes on pretty bright, if y'all can see that. But I feel like I should spray a bit of the MAC Fix Plus just to give it a bit of a, you know, a pop. And now let's see how the color goes on now. Oh! That looks so good. Alright, with the brush that this palette came with, I'm going to go back into the shade Mulberry. I'm going to pack it onto the outer corner, just so the line by the crease isn't so harsh. I'm also going to take a bit of Noir and do the same thing. Next, we're going to go into the eyeliner using the Stay All Day Liquid Waterproof Eyeliner by Stila Cosmetics. I just realized I'm wearing 3 hairbands on my wrist. Good job. I feel like I'm going to die with a hairband on my wrist. It's just going to happen. So we're going to line where the tape is. Alright, so now that this eye is done, I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye off camera, and I'll be right back. Now that both eyes are done, we're going to go ahead and start going in with the lashes. We're going to go with the Ardell 250 Mega Volume Lashes, and we're going to be using the Tarteist Pro Black Lash Glue. While the lash glue is drying, we're going to go ahead and start off with mascara. We're going to be using the Bad Gal Bang from Benefit Cosmetics. And now that the lashes are on, I wanted to go ahead and say that I did change to Ardell Faux Mink Demi Wispies. I guess my other ones are just kind of trash now. They just were not working at all. So, I mean, I've had them for a while, so I kind of expected it. But now we're going to go ahead and start off with the face. For primer today, we're going to start off with the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. I have never used this, so I'm super excited. For foundation today, we're going to go in with the Tarte Clay Stick Foundation in the shade Light Medium Neutral. And just go ahead and put it all over the face. And we're going to be using a damp beauty blender to blend this out. Be sure to blend behind the neck, on the ear, and then down the neck as well. And this foundation isn't super full, so I'm going to go ahead and put one more layer. I do really like this foundation because it's not super mattifying and it makes your skin look dewy as heck. Like, now that I feel that we are completely blended, I'm going to use a different concealer today. I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Tarte Custard Complete Concealer, and it's in a pot. We're going to use this rounded Morphe brush, and we're just going to dip into it. We're going to put it under our eyes so we don't have dark circles. We're going to go a little bit onto the nose so we can snatch it. One thing that I did notice is like immediately after blending it all, I have a bit of creasage. So I'm gonna go back in with a different concealer with the Born This Way concealer by Too Faced in the shade Light, and just go over the places that I just did. Before we do the setting powder, I'm gonna quickly go in with the Physicians Butter Bronzer, and then I'll be using a angled IT Cosmetics Chic blush brush, but I like using the angled brushes for my bronzer. Using this little oval brush from Morphe, once again part of a set, so I don't know what it is, I'm going to dip in the butter bronzer and then snatch the nose. I'm going to put a wee bit of concealer in the middle of the nose. Okay, and just so the concealer doesn't crease, I'm going to go ahead and go in with setting powder. I'm going to be using the Beauty Bakerie Flower setting powder, and it is the cutest thing I have ever seen. It looks like a little flower packet. This is the first time I'm not using my Too Faced Ethereal setting powder in forever. Like, I've always been using that powder. So let's see how this goes. I'm just putting the powder everywhere because you kind of want to powder wherever you put a cream product. I'm just not going to do it as heavy as I'm doing with the places with concealer. And so we don't get crusty, we're going to start working on the bottom lashes right away. Using the Morphe M433, the crease brush from earlier, we're going to go ahead and go in with burnt orange. Next, using an Anastasia oval brush, I'm going to go ahead and go in with Sienna. Then using the clean crease brush slide, I'm going to buff those together. Using a pencil slash smudge brush from IT Cosmetics, I'm going to go in with the shade Mulberry. Using the Kylie Cosmetics black eyeliner, we're going to go on the waterline. And now we're going to go do the bottom lashes with the same mascara from earlier. I'm going to go ahead and use this huge IT Cosmetics Chic powder brush and wipe off all the powder. I want to see if this powder has any flashback, so let's check that out, see how we feel about this powder. I'm looking at my phone and there is no flashback. I am really happy with that, you know, nobody wants flashback. So that is amazing, thank goodness. For blush today, I'm going to be using a Tarte blush, and it's the shade Glam. It's in this little Ladies Night palette. Use an angled Morphe blush brush and just go right in. For highlight today, we're going to go ahead and use the Amrezy highlighter by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And this is probably the prettiest, most aesthetic highlight that I own. Next, using this super fluffy rounded oval brush, we're going to go into the highlight. We're going to do our Cupid's bow. We're going to do the tip of our nose. Now I'm going to go to my inner corner. And then last, for highlight, I'm going to go ahead and do my brow bone. To make sure that the highlight didn't mess up the shadows, I'm going to go with a clean IT Cosmetics all over shadow brush and just go into the crease. Okay, so like I said earlier, I was watching the Nikki Tutorials and Sir John video, and he said that he used eye moisturizer on the lips and would help keep the matte lipstick silky and just beautiful. So I'm gonna try that today. I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I have this Tarte Marula eye treatment, and I already have chapstick on. It's another thing he said, put chapstick. I'm just gonna put the tiniest amount. So for lipstick today, we're going to be using the Kylie Cosmetics Kristen Lippy. And then I'm going to take the Kylie Cosmetics Candy K, put it in the middle. And just because I am extra as all get out, I'm going to be using an Anastasia Beverly Hills gloss in the shade Girly. I've never used this before and I've been waiting for so long. Alright guys, this is the finished look. I really do enjoy the outcome. As you know, I used products that I never used before, and I've done a bit different routine than usual, you know, like putting the eye cream on my lips, which I would still have to say for right now, it works. But, you know, I'm really stoked that all these things worked. You know, I love the Anastasia palette. I wish there was less fallout, but it's Anastasia, so it's gonna happen, and they blended well anyway, so I don't really mind. And I loved the setting powder. It's just the cutest thing, and it worked very well. I think my skin looks very soft and beautiful. So, you know, that's what I believe. Go ahead and, you know, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and do not forget to like and subscribe. Bye guys!